not gonna happen.
You look like Libby. Thursday. I just got back from the gym. I'm about to have a little bit of a post-workout snack later tonight. I will be taking you guys along with me to a banquet that my work is having, and I'll take you kind of through. It sounds like there's going to be a lot of hors d'oeuvres, and I went to it last year. It was pretty tasty, but I'll take you guys through that a little bit later, so stay tuned for that. But I did want to address something real quick, and that is something that I've been hearing quite a bit as I'm transitioning over into intuitive eating, and that is the concern that it's not for me. I can't eat intuitively, because if I eat intuitively, I'm just going to eat everything in sight and eat all day and have a ton of pizza and a ton of junk food, and then I'll just get fat. That's not what intuitive eating is, and I wanted to clarify that. Just because you stop tracking macros, just because you're not counting things, doesn't mean you're necessarily eating intuitively. That's why I tout the book so much, because it actually talks about really being in tune with yourself and really learning about satiety levels and fullness levels and getting more in touch with what it is that you want and learning to be able to eat just enough and eat to satisfaction, and eat so that you're fueling your body and so that your body feels good. If you think about it, like, think about this honestly. I know the 20% of you that are male are gonna argue with me on this, but really think about this. If you were to just pick your favorite food, like the one food that you could eat for the rest of your life and never get tired of it. So for example, I'm just gonna throw out pizza because I'm in college and apparently that's what college kids eat all the time. If you eat pizza literally every single day, if you just eat, greasy pizza every single day, you might start off really liking it and it's so much fun to eat. But after a while, if you keep overeating, if you keep eating it too much, you'll want more variety. If you really don't allow yourself any restriction, after a while, those things kind of lose their glamour a little bit. And if you really think about it, if you're just eating until you're stuffed all the time, that doesn't make your body feel very good. And that's one of the most important parts of intuitive eating is actually, and books talks about this a lot. So like I said, guys, read the book if you haven't yet. It's not just about not counting macros. There's much more to becoming an actual intuitive eater, and it's fantastic. I can't stop talking about it. But one of the biggest things that the book talks about is actually being in tune with your body and fueling it in a way that, both takes care of your craves and makes you satisfied with the food you're eating, but also makes you feel good. So over this past weekend, I had a ton of donuts. You guys, the Cookie Panda and I combined bought like $35 worth of donuts, and we ate fudge and we ate Chinese food. We kind of went ham. And after that, the few days after that, I did not feel good. Like, I'm not saying processed food is bad or anything like that. I'm just saying after we just kind of ate whatever was in our sight, we didn't really feel good. If you ever have a binge or a cheat meal, do you feel good afterwards? Probably not. You probably feel really sickly. My confidence in the gym was kind of low because I felt really like bloated and just not very comfortable and really heavy. And now that it's taken a few days for me of eating kind of more intuitive based instead of just kind of eating whatever is available just because it's the opportunity that we get to because we're in Portland. Now that I've kind of gotten back to eating more intuitively and being more aware of what I'm doing, I'm making choices that not only satisfy my taste buds, but also make me feel good. The thing that might make my body feel good for that time being may be just a whole bunch of carbs. It might just be a ton of rice and an acorn squash with a side of veggies. That might be the thing that my body needs because it's low on energy. Right now, I just got back from my workout kind of going back into this, that people were afraid that that they're just gonna eat a bunch of calorically dense things. Yeah, that might happen. That's part of the learning process, but I just wanted to point out, I've been craving vegetables like crazy lately. It's bizarre. If you guys have been following me for a while, I started off with like a really bad hatred for veggies. Like, I had to force myself to eat them very frequently. I had to throw, like, one of the biggest accomplishments for like the beginning of my cut was just putting some peas into like some ground turkey pasta that I made. Like that was an accomplishment for me because before I was kind of just restricting myself, and I was like I could never eat vegetables. But once you actually don't restrict yourself, and once you like really start thinking about and being in tune with your body, thinking about what does my body need, what would taste good, what would make me feel energized. Right now, after my workout, I was craving vegetables. And it happens. Like right now I eat vegetables all the time, not because I feel like I have to, but just because it's like, oh, something crunchy and fresh just sounds amazing. Like maybe after my workout I don't want to be weighed down by a bunch of like Oreos and M&Ms or whatever it is. I haven't actually prepared my meal yet because I decided to give you guys a little tangent ranty thing, because this has been coming up pretty frequently. People are really concerned that if they let themselves eat whatever they want, they'll just get really fat because they just eat a ton of calorically dense foods. No, because that's not what intuitive eating is about. Intuitive eating is about learning to listen to your body's signals, your body's satiety, your appetite, your hunger cues, your fullness cues, not restricting yourself, and really learning to kind of appreciate the variety of foods. So yeah, I wanted to show you. I'm gonna make my meal real quick and I will show you, but this is what I got in the little salad bar downstairs. There's a little bit of like the pasta just because I like to have that on hand for later. A cucumber just fell out. So I did get some of the like pasta salad stuff. Like I tried it and the tomatoes tasted better than the pasta. Not necessarily that the cold pasta is bad, but it's just right now I just want something fresh and crispy. And it's just fascinating that once you actually don't restrict yourself, you're able to be in tune with your body and realize, oh my god, I actually want vegetables right now. I just wanted to share that with you guys before I show you my next meal, because it is something that people are really concerned about going into intuitive eating because they don't trust themselves. Well, that's what intuitive eating is all about. It's about developing that trust with yourself and giving yourself the freedom so that you can build trust, so that you can be responsible and make good choices for your body, and it's fantastic. Read the book if you haven't yet. If you don't read the book, I'm going to continue throwing out these tips, but I did want to address that because it's coming up pretty frequently. So here is the final meal of choice. I kind of put a bunch of stuff on my plate and gave myself lots of options, but I did make sure that I have a little bit of chicken with some teriyaki sauce on it just for extra flavor. I got some zucchinis that I had left over. I took a broccoli slaw and then I mixed in some of this Full House Farms caramelized sweet onion yogurt dressing, so that'll be the first time that I'm trying it like that, so I'm excited about that. A little bit of lentils and garbanzo beans on the side with some of those tomatoes, and my plan is not to eat all of this. I just like to give myself a little more extra food, just so that I can pick at it, and then I usually have leftovers anyway, so I just like to give myself some variety. So I will see you guys at the banquet in 3 hours, but 1 YouTube second really. Damn, sushi games! I don't know what that is. Ooh, empanadas, cheese, lots of various little hors d'oeuvres. I don't know what that is. Red pepper aioli, veggies. No, this is all I ate last year. It was bad. Alright guys, I'm going to do a quick talk over this next little bit of footage because I wanted to elaborate about that point that I just made, where that was the only thing that I ate last year. This is a banquet that my work has every single year, and last year when I was tracking macros, I think macros were great because going from clean eating into tracking macronutrients and learning to incorporate kind of more dirty foods into your diet, that was really great for that. However, something that really limited me, because I was cutting and I was tracking my macros, literally the only thing I could eat at this banquet was little chicken skewers and those vegetables, which is fine if you like those things, but I felt like I was just thinking about the other food the entire time. But what I found in the past when I go to events like this, what I found in the past is that either A, I'll eat only the most basic foods possible so that the macro counting can be as precise as possible, or I would basically say screw macros and kind of eat everything in sight. So this year it was just really nice to be able to not have to worry about macros. Yeah, I did have a little bit too much to eat this time because I'm still figuring out intuitive eating, but I was definitely able to enjoy a much bigger variety of food and not feel like I have to restrict myself and think about food the whole time because I couldn't have it, but be able to enjoy everything in moderation and kind of learn from the experiences. I'm so glad that I was able to incorporate intuitive eating into this year's banquet because it is my last banquet. I was able to have a little bit of everything, enjoy foods in moderation, not have to fret about food and counting macros the whole time, and really actually be able to enjoy the last banquet that I'm gonna have with my coworkers.
There's this.
Huh? Is it filming? Hi! I I got the Cookie Panda to get some footage after we're all sweaty. We've been sitting in that banquet for a while, but look, non-fitness clothes once again. Except I totally lied because that's definitely a shirt I would work out in. Live footage. So our dorm is having a little end of year barbecue thing. It's a little dinner under the stars, and I signed up to be pied because there's a little pie thing, and I volunteered for that because I don't know why I did, but I decided to do that. But there is food. Look at this, yummies. The Cookie Panda has his favorite kind of cookies. And you guys all know by now that it's the Safeway 50 count M&M cookies, not chocolate chip cookies, but M&M cookies. So he is eating those, and I'm getting weird stares. So I'm gonna put you away, but hopefully we get some footage of me being hit in the face with a pie. And obviously we don't have enough money to spend on real pies, and that would not be a very good use of state resources. So we're just doing the whipped cream on paper plates, but still. The hair struggles. I look like a man.
They don't throw it, right?
No, they'll figure it out.
I was told to sit here and get pie, but there is no one pie. Do you like M&M cookies?
Alright, swipe your hands first.
Be careful with my nose, it's apparently very Jewish.